Hi everyone, I'm Mary. I was chatting with my best friend and the topic of sex turned up. She asked me, when do women reach peak sexual performance in the peak of their lives? I've pondered this question myself. There's an old saying circulating in countless gossip street magazines: women are like wolves at 30 and tigers at 40. This means that women's sexual desire typically peaks 10 years later than men reach peak sexual performance around age 20, while women reach peak sexual performance at age 30. But research has shown this isn't true. From a physiological perspective, reproductive organs do have their prime years. For example, women's estrogen levels and fertility do peak in their mid- to late 20 seconds. Men's testosterone levels also do decline with age. But hormone peak doesn't equate to sexual peak. How good or bad a person's sex life is determined by a host of factors. A woman's estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone levels all influence her libido. Hormone levels naturally fluctuate throughout a woman's life, influenced by the menstrual cycle, birth control pills, pregnancy, perimenopause, and menopause. Many psychological factors also influence how you feel about sex at a given age. These include body confidence, intimacy, trust, good communication with your partner, and knowledge and understanding of your sexual preferences. According to a revealing new survey, women actually experience their best sex lives at an older age. The survey, commissioned by the contraceptive vet Natural Cycles, asked 2,600 women of various ages about their sex lives, including how sexually active they felt, how often they orgasmed, how they experienced orgasms, and how often they engaged in sexual activity. To analyze the results, the researchers divided the women into age groups under 23, 24 to 35, and over 36. Alternatively, they could be grouped as well-behaved and sensible college students, intelligent and mature young women, uncharming and charming older women. According to the survey, women aged 36 and over feel the sexiest, with 80% saying they always feel sexy. The second most confident group of women are college students, with 70% saying they always feel sexy. The least confident group is middle-aged women, with only 40% saying they feel sexy. When it comes to orgasm, women still score highest, with 60% saying their sex lives are harmonious and they experience more frequent and better orgasms than before. Meanwhile, only 50% of college students say they orgasm frequently. Sexual desire seems to be a human instinct that ends with life. If peak sexual desire refers to the peak of orgasm, then there is scientific evidence that women experience their best sex lives at an older age. Young men in their early 20s, full of energy, tend to orgasm more frequently than older men. These orgasms come from wet dreams, masturbation, and intercourse. Young men, with their surging hormones, experience brief, uncontrollable periods of sexual desire, sometimes experiencing 2 orgasms in just a few minutes. Conversely, women experience the most orgasms between the ages of 25 and 45. For women, orgasm frequency seems to be driven more by psychological factors than physiological ones. The female peak of sexual desire during midlife can be explained by the cumulative enhancement of multiple pleasurable sexual experiences. As women mature, they gain a better understanding of their own abilities, and their sexual prowess improves. They gradually learn how to enjoy orgasms and pleasure themselves, achieving a higher frequency. In their 1953 work, Kinsey et al. Reached another interesting conclusion. He argued that the demonization of women as wolves at 30 and tigers at 40 stems from the fact that men at that age are no longer as capable. Finally, putting aside the complex physiological and psychological factors, sex is a pleasurable experience. The more you dwell on it, the harder it is to experience the primal pleasure of lovemaking. When you give your full attention to it, every moment is a peak.